Hello and welcome to this short update where I want to talk a bit about ClawPilot or Scout, how we call it nowadays, and robots. So, what's the background of this video? Well, a while ago, I recorded a video about Copilot Studio and computer use. And what we did that time was, let me move here. We basically placed the robot on the ground and asked Copilot Studio and computer use to move the robot along the line from start to end. What was the outcome? Well, there were a couple of problems. It was really slow, and the robot did not always and consistently move as intended. And it did not matter whether I used Anthropic or OpenAI large language models, the things did not properly work as expected. But now we got a new hope, and that's Scout. And maybe you have seen that, and maybe already give it a try. And I wanted to use this in a similar way to control my robot. So I used a similar setup, but this time I noticed when having a conversation with Scout that things work a bit differently. No? So what happens is it always takes screenshots of my desktop. It analyzes the screenshots to see, hey, where's the robot? And then it executes PowerShell scripts to execute commands, click buttons, and so on. Well, what is the result? The result is still a bit disappointing. The process is still very slow. And the most annoying thing compared to Copilot Studio is that you always have to confirm actions. So it always asks you to click on something to confirm something. So this is something that did not really work. But then I had an idea. I was continuing to chat with ClawPilot or Scout, and instead of making individual movements, then making screenshots, deciding where to go and how to move, we made an initial plan how to execute these robot movements in one go. Then we tested things, refined it, and executed the whole process. And the result was a reliable and repeatable movement of the robot. And here I make a short video. So you can see here my robot. Here's the start position. Here's the end. It should move until there along the line. You can also see here is ClawPilot or Scout. And I have to confirm things only once. And then you will see after a couple of seconds, the robot will move in a kind of sequence along this line. Of course, not perfect because some of my batteries were empty and I did not fully charge them. So sometimes the movements to the left and the right were not perfect, let's say. But at least you see that the robot moved along until the end. And that's actually what I wanted to achieve. So, what is the learning for me on this as a summary? So, Copilot Studio, computer use, and ClawPilot or Scout can control things on your desktop, even Lego robots, if you have a kind of user interface that allow you to control them. Now, things are very slow if you allow an agentic process execution. The meaning is if you say, hey, move the robot, check where it moved, adjust it, then make the next step, this kind of agentic, self identified pathway is really a slow process and not very efficient, at least in my case. The much better approach was having a chat, uh, defining what kind of path would be the perfect path, and then allow the robot to control the process in a deterministic way and a reliable manner that can be repeated. So the meaning is not every time you need an agentic process, but maybe sometimes making a plan first and then executing things in sequence might be the better way. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you as a short update. In case you also want to try Scout or ClawPilot for controlling robots or other IT devices that you have at home. Then at the end, thanks for watching and listening. And then till next time.